Hello and welcome people back to Let's Play Hybrid Heaven. I'm not gonna take any chances. Ah, surprise attack, and now you're gonna see what happens. You get slightly stunned for a moment, but thankfully unlike the enemy, where the enemy will not know where you are and just stand there for a moment, you actually do get a chance to react. However, the enemy starts off with all of the turns loaded. And also, if they hit you in the back when you're when you're not facing them, that's not good. It's not good. They will get an awesome, and you don't want them to get an awesome, especially not on you.
Become awesome.
No. Like, an awesome is pretty much this game's equivalent of critical hit.
You got punched in the chest enough times, now your chest leveled up.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Final Fantasy 2.
I believe that the, like, if you actually want to level up your body, you actually have to use a lot of the techniques. As in, you know, the throws.
Right.
That didn't work. There is also an offensive stat for the head. I don't know where it's used.
What? Why?
I really don't know, and like the only guide that exists for this game does actually state that there is a fighting like a strategy, like general build that uses head damage, and I'm like, how? What attacks does actually use it?
Right.
Because the head does definitely have like a defensive stat, which is almost always going to be low because you don't get hit in the head that much, and when you do, you rarely survive.
Right.
So it's not exactly something that you can train, which basically naturally makes it the most vulnerable weak point. Which is, you know, actually a pretty good design. I got an S rank.
I will accept this.
Right high kick. And...
Completely ignore the left high kick. It's never gonna get used.
never. May as well just not have learned that technique. It's nice to know, but it's not necessary. Not necessary in the slightest. But yeah, this is now the place where he actually went. Oh yeah, so he didn't actually go that way. He actually went through the exact same looking corridor. My bad. So happy. But yeah, you wanna come prepared. This is not a boss, but it's like.
But it is a surprise attack.
But it is a surprise attack. They do love putting them right there. From now on, you just have to watch out. The best way to avoid them is to not run straight into the, you know, straight into the middle of the room. If you're not certain. But since this is a horse and we've dealt with those already, we know that they do love to run into us a lot. Yeah, not gonna hurt me, not by much at least.
Nah.
Just wanna get that combo. Yeah, he's. Yeah, I wanted to catch him in the middle of a run. That's what you get for obeying rules.
You get punched in the fucking head.
And it's thrown right halfway across the room. And because that one wasn't, fully powered up, only almost fully powered up, it didn't have enough power to actually to actually throw him on the ground,
Yeah.
Which is a nice trade-off, in my opinion.
Keep aiming for the jugular.
Yes. Not gonna work. I have the power of making very quick, slight steps to the right.
You have the power of God and wrestling on your side.
I have the power of anime and wrestling on my side. And I'm gonna show the left kick for the lols. How weak it is. I mean, honestly, if it weren't for the general stats having any kind of, influence, the dude have probably done like 10 damage.
Right.
Because outside of just outside of the proficiency in each body part and each move's proficiency, there are also the regular stats. It's just so many layers. Oh, and now, oh no, we can only do left punch. This is bad. Thankfully, we do have our right leg. Just like that.
Leveled up even.
Yeah. It's also kind of hard to tell where those things actually are on the ground, since they're sort of they don't cast a shadow.
Yeah. They just float there.
A little bit. And we're just gonna let him leave, obviously.
Yeah. Maybe his words really got to us.
I mean, this place is no good for a fight. You know, it's slanted.
Right.
I was honestly expecting expecting some enemy to jump down from the ceiling.
I was expecting there to be a pitfall trap.
No, this is no Tomb Raider, they wouldn't do that. The first Tomb Raider was so bad with that.
Yeah.
Especially with how few checkpoints there were. As in none. Oh, by the way, this is one of the most important rooms in the game. One of the best grinding spots to use in a long while.
Save point.
Because there is a save point. There are other grinding spots like this, but this one is what actually is going to allow you to become pretty much resistant to fire.
Huh.
However, yeah, this is a bit of a waste of time because I still haven't gotten the thing. Just wanted to make sure. And yeah, there are two rooms over here, and both of them are going to have respawning enemies. And one of them is the Man in Black. Like so. And like I said before, it is in your best interest to actually do this fight a bajillion times, so you get damaged with his fire attack a lot, because each time you do, it takes off a little bit of damage from any future fire attack that you're going to take. And they're very trigger happy when it comes to using those fire attacks. They'll actively keep on a pretty long range, and oftentimes also try to kick you when they're at that same range, missing you most of the times. But yeah, you want to just take all of the fire attacks. You don't want to dodge them.
Become flame retardant.
Yeah, exactly. Good. I do like that when you punch them with your right fist, often they will often with a hook. They will actually fly towards left. It's nice attention to detail. Awesome. I didn't do anything differently. But yeah, I would also just in general recommend using this place to upgrade until you have 3 reserve power bars. Because as we are nearing the end of this chapter, there is gonna be a boss, and he can be quite tough. Not bullshit or anything, but he can be quite tough. And now I have released something pretty bad over here, if I recall correctly. I know there is something that you do in this location, or it is when you go back for this location. There is gonna be a spinning trap, which is just like a flaming pandemonium. But yeah, it's just like something I distinctly remember about this place, and I don't exactly remember what actually triggers it, whether it's right now or if it's later.
Time to go get soaked in more fire.
Yes, here we're going to fight the orange female researcher.
The fucking chick who looks like she's out of Half-Life.
Exactly. I mean, this was like 1999, so you know, this Half-Life 1 was also something like that, if not earlier, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, she uses mostly kicks. I think she has like some cool throw, but it's nothing that we haven't learned before. So in general, better to use the Man in Black for grinding. Because he has that fire attack, and that comes in handy quite a lot, pretty much invalidating one of the bosses. And also, you will meet a lot of Men in Black in the future, invalidating their their range attack. It will come in handy. They do seem to have like a really quick stamina regen, the orange Half-Life ladies. But you know, I also have my right punch.
Right. That was a weird little scream she let out.
Yeah, it's like she... But yeah, this is nothing. this is not a thing. But yeah, I believe that even though the Man in Black doesn't have a spawner... Oh no, I use the lady to grind.
Why? Why'd you use the lady to grind?
I think it might be this place or maybe some other one which has the endless spawn of the Man in Black. Because that one he didn't spawn, he just was walking around, so maybe he doesn't respawn, and I'm mistaking this location for some other one because this game has so very few textures.
Right.
And also, I am 100% certain that you do come back to this location or a location that's incredibly similar to this later on. It's like a very similar structure, and as you can see, this is my skill level. I don't think it maxes out at 25. I think there may be actually more to that. But yeah, a bit too many skills. A bit too many moves for considering how you can how the best idea is to just keep using the same one over and over.
Right.
Let's jump on it.
Jump on it.
Screw you. Fucking hell, that one didn't even flash.
Instant karma.
Why does it have to take so long? I would think that the alien technology would use SD cards, you know?
Nah, they use dial-up.
They actually write them to UMDs. That way nobody's actually going to be able to decipher them.
Hell yeah.
Oh no, better, they use PS Vita cards.
They use the Neo Geo Pocket Color.
Yes. Or better, they use
They use floppy disks.
the most reliable way of saving things.
Mm-hmm. So it wasn't the alien who killed the original Johnny.
No, it was us. It was Mr. Diaz, and we were him.
Oh yeah.
And the one that was above ground at the beginning of the game was a copy of us.
Yeah.
It's a bit convoluted, but in the end it does make sense. But yeah, those are all of the well, not all of them, but a lot of the hybrids that they have made. Hybrids or analogs, how they call them.
Speaking of fucking archaic technology, though, I know this is totally random, but Ryan, if you're watching this, they're making a mini Neo Geo. You are required to buy it.
Oh yeah, I have heard of that. It's probably just going to be an Android device with an LCD.
Probably. I like how this guy keeps stopping like 5 feet after running away just to taunt us.
Yeah, he really likes to do that.
Like,
But it's not gonna persist for too much longer.
that doesn't make me feel safe. Damn, he walks faster than we run. Oh god, he's going Super Saiyan! Or maybe he just hulked out.
He just became Metal Atamon. He does look like him. But yeah, as a boss, he does have a bit of a, like most bosses do, something that you can't do, which is unique to him. His gimmick is actually pretty interesting, in that he has like a 3-hit combo, but one of the hits is not actually a hit. It's actually him taking a step forward in the middle of a hit and then making another hit, which is incredibly deadly. Because
also, I think I noted this last time this song plays, but this song freaking slaps, man.
yes, it really makes you on the edge, and it really works for how the boss fights in this game actually are, because they can end you if you're not very careful. Like I said, this move, in like his trick move in particular, just guard, you cannot actually escape it, because just as when you use a combo on an enemy, they can only dodge the first move that you make. Anything afterwards, they just have to stand there and take it, and same applies to you. So guarding, at the very least, will let you, lower the damage from the first one. He's not gonna use it every time, thankfully. Otherwise, this would be pretty ridiculous. And since I have used the offense drainer on him, pile driver, yes.
Always pile driver.
It does brain damage sometimes, which makes it the best.
And it levels up your body stat somehow.
Mm-hmm. I do not want to stand right there.
No, you don't.
And now he's yeah. You can also do this, but since I never really use throws, I never do take advantage of this. What this basically does, it enables a different set of attacks compared to your usual arsenal. Just as using a technique whenever you're standing next to the enemy, or standing from the correct side of the enemy. But yeah, he's also very smart with his signature move. Because he will often also use it far away from where you are. Not necessarily on this try when I did it, but I remember that specifically that being a thing. Did not work. You're in the middle of your animation. You activated my ah, damn it.
Nope.
No, that was actually, like, I wasn't expecting that to happen. Maybe that has to do with reflex, which is something I don't know how to actually upgrade. Maybe if I used step more often, but it's so unreliable.
Right.
Just always use a full power one, because that actually, well, not only does that do more damage, but it also buys you more time for, you know, recovering your turns. And whenever the enemy, whenever a boss enemy, or even later on regular encounters get within the range, they will start using healing items. They have an infinite. Some of them seem to have infinite amount of them. So when you see them try to do that, that is a great opportunity. That is pretty much should be a red alarm for you to just load up a combo. And just fire away. Because if they're within that range, then a combo should be able to kill them.
Nice.
Since this was the first boss that does that, I don't think I actually like take advantage of that or like do it exactly that way. Since, you know, this is the first boss that actually does this, so I didn't think of doing that. But thankfully, since I did use the offense drainer, he also cannot do too much damage to me. Boss on Crab, yes. It's a good idea to put them on their face. Since then it actually seems to take them a bit longer to actually get up. I'm really impressed actually how they animated a lot of these things, because a lot of times when you have an early 3D game like this, where you have two characters like grabbing each other, it looks really awkward and very clippy. But this game doesn't actually do that. It doesn't have that issue. Like, you can notice that especially when with his like when you get up from any of the techniques, they actually specifically have it animated that they take their legs from between your legs.
Gross.
I mean, it's wrestling. It's pretty homoerotic.
True.
Don't really need to guard. It's weird that it actually lists his grab, like the grab technique that he wanted to use, even though it did not land on me. But yeah, this fight does go on for a little bit too long, but that's mostly because of my own error. I should have just loaded a combo. Because then we wouldn't have to go through all of that again. I'm really sorry. But now I have learned my lesson. And my left leg is now stronger. If at all possible, I am going to try to maximize the damage. Damn it, you weren't even close. What I wanted to do is wait for him to be like straight up against a wall so we would get another hit in, but let's just end this.
How much punishment can it take? Jesus.
Really? Just like for him, like to take him down after he gets his, yeah, finally. It's a good thing he didn't actually, you know, recover one more time. I would probably just reset the fight if that happened. Figure 4 leg lock. Try to say that 3 times fast.